Okay. So, good evening, everyone, from Google Developer Student Club, BITS Goa. I am your friendly neighborhood GDSC lead, and today we are here to talk about the solution challenge. And for those who don't know about GDSC, we are a community of budding developers, innovators, and entrepreneurs. BITS Goa is now a part of 350 plus GDSCs across India and 1,000 others across the globe. Recently, we conducted the Android study jam sessions, which helped a lot of students to kickstart their journey in Kotlin. Moving on to the solution challenge for which we are here today. Um let's get a synopsis of what today's session is all about. Okay, so first we'll get the tell you the overview of the solutions challenge, then the technologies that you can use for building this, then the past year winners, so that you can take an inspiration from those and build your own solutions for this year, then the prizes, then the judging criteria on which your solution will be based on, then the timeline of the event, uh, timeline which you have to follow. Basically, the deadline is 31st March, just an heads up. Uh, then we'll talk about the design sprint that we'll conduct. Okay. And at the last, some amazing announcements are coming your way. Okay. So stay tuned for that. Hmm. So, solution challenge is a mission to solve one of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals using Google technology. So, you can look around yourself. You can look around yourself. What problems the local people are facing, what you are facing in day-to-day life, which can relate to these 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and you can build upon these problems to help the local communities and even the people around you. Okay, about it more. The the tech stack that you can use is, you need to use at least one of the Google technologies to be part of the solution challenge. Some of the common questions that we got were, can I use MongoDB because, or any other tech stack like uh, the React or something like that. So yes, you can, but you need to use at least one Google technology like the Android, like Kotlin, Google Cloud, Firebase, TensorFlow, Flutter, any of these, but at least one you need to use to get recognized by Google for the solutions challenge. Next, the solution challenge winner for the last year. Okay, so there were many entries, amazing entries last year. So some of them were Flow app, mobile application which makes use of the live location feature to help people easily find clean water sources. eOwl, and a virtual education platform that helps professor create virtual meetings. So what people did last year was like search for problems around them, search for what problems the common people are facing, and then research about it even more, validate the idea a bit, and then start working on the problem and start building an appropriate solution for the same. Okay, then you can go to the website of the solution challenge and discover a lot of projects that were made last year and take inspiration from there as well. So we'll share you the slide for this presentation after the session, and you can go over all the submissions that were made last year. All right. So about the prizes, Sanjana, you can explain about the prizes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to the main question, why should I participate in this solution challenge, or what can be my motivation, or what can I get out of this basically? So first of all, our motivation should be focused on the main aim of our solution challenge, which is that we play an important role in making a small but significant contribution to achieving the 17 sustainable goals, which is basically an urgent call by all the countries, developing or developed, at ending poverty, improving health and education, and reducing inequality, while also trying to tackle climate change. Okay, so that's enough of the good causes for motivation. The other main motivating factor is the prizes. So the top 50 teams receive mentorship from Googlers, and they take their solution to the next level. They also receive branded t-shirts and a certificate. Again, the top 10 finalists receive additional mentorship, a swag box, and the opportunity to showcase their solutions to developers all around the world at Demo Day live on YouTube. And the finalists, swag box again, as we know, and each individual team will receive a cash prize of $1,000 per student. So that's something to look forward to. And finally, the top three winners, they will receive a swag box, of course, but all the members will also receive a cash prize of $3,000 and a feature on the Google Developers blog, which is okay and kind of unbelievable. Yeah, and other than that, all participants will also receive a Google Developers digital profile badge and an official certificate. So now moving on to the judging criteria. Okay, so
So
yeah.
Daksh, you
Uh,
can take for the judging criteria. Daksh, you're muted. So
I'm sorry. Okay, so basically the judging criteria will be depending on two main factors, right? A panel of judges from Google will be using this criteria to evaluate and score all of your submissions, right? The two factors that they will take into account are the impact that you will do in your 17 sustainable development goals and the technology that you're going to be using, right? So there are different points allocated to the effectiveness of the impact, to the how easy it is to implement, and like is there evidence that the solution was worked upon, and was there user feedback, was it thoroughly tested by users and stuff like that, right? And on the technology front, they kind of would see that are all the technical components that are needed, are all of them implemented, has the team clearly explained what Google technology they use, right? Does the video demonstration show a working solution, or is there some problem with the solution and stuff like that, right? And next we go to the timeline. All right.
yeah.
So uh, next we yeah. So basically the timeline has three main parts. The first one is getting started. To get started with the solution challenge, what you have to do is that you have to join a Google Developer Student Club. You have to register for the student challenge by submitting the form that we'll be sharing soon. You'd have to form a team and you have to select one of the 17 sustainable development goals, right? After that, you have to design and build on whatever sustainable development goals you chose, right? You have to identify a solution, you have to design the front end, you have to build the back end technology, and you have to interface the front end and the back end and stuff like that. You have to test your solution with real users, and you have to iterate on what you have built. It shouldn't be like a first draft of a product, but you have to work on it again and again, and like try to find new features and new use cases of the same product and stuff like that, right? Then you'd have to record a demo video and submit by March 31st of the same year, right? 2022. The top 50 students would be announced in mid-April. Then they would be mentored for the month of May, and then the top 10 finalists would be announced in June, right? The top three winners would be announced live on YouTube in July, and that's how that's how the timeline would be for this year, right? Now Bhavya
Okay.
would take over
Thank
with
you.
the design sprint. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Daksh.
All right, so moving on to the design sprint. So basically, we plan on keeping a session on a part called design sprint. So basically, we're planning on having 6 insightful sessions, basically dealing on product development, so that a team can understand how to set their idea from the grassroots level to level of product level initiation, where it has reached all stages of development and ideation. So we'll go through what stages that we are planning to keep, and what workshops that we are planning to hold. So the first stage would be understanding. So what do we mean by that? Basically, here in these workshops, past participants will be exposed to a learning platform where knowledge experts from different fields come and talk about various issues that businesses face. So that will basically give you an idea to understand issues that is going on and around the product phase in the market. Then, after the thing is achieved, after the first stage of understanding the problem is achieved, we move on to defining. So, here in the define phase, the team evaluates everything that they learn from the understanding phase to establish some sort of focus where they can define the specific problems that the industry faces and come across some sort of solutions for them. That is, set a goal for them to achieve by the end of whatever time period is given to them. So this is the basic phase of definition of the problem. Then let's move on to the next page, sketching. So in the sketch phase, the design team, the design sprint team basically generates broad range of ideas and as individuals. A group of individuals work on these ideas, and then they pitch in together, set up, have meetings, and understand what is the best form of idea. Therefore, like almost like piecing in a puzzle, right? Like I work, you work, somebody else works, the same team together, everybody puts up their ideas, and it's like a team effort. So basically it is to understand how the idea will go about in general. So that's the sketching phase. Then the decision phase is where the team finalizes on a prototype or a concept, and each participant will share their own idea, and people will come together and decide how it goes on. So this is basically a decision making exercise, and the final direction will be set by this phase, by this workshop. Then in the prototype phase, the design team will work together and make a prototype. So if you have an application, how is it going to look? So that is the basic aim of this phase. So I think you'll be using tools like Figma, Sketch, and all such sorts to develop a basic prototype of your application, uh, make it a basic presentable model. So this is what you'll be doing here. This is a very important phase given that your entire idea is based on this. And after that, we will go on to the next phase, that is validating. In the validating phase, the design team will put a concept in front of the user, and that is the entire moment of truth where you will interact with your prototype, and you will look at who the stakeholders are. You will end your sprint with basic or validated concept. So either in totality, if we have to sum it up in one word, you will basically understand how this process of prototyping your entire tool works, your prototyping your entire project works, and
Yeah.
that is the basic aim of this entire challenge. So
Okay.
that
So
is
we
much of
will,
what I have to say.
yeah, we will be taking sessions on all of these. Like first, understand your problem, then define. All these 6 steps. We'll be taking session on each of one of them. Okay. So also we will be floating a form at the end of this session, and we will be requiring the ones who are interested to fill that form. And then we will be making groups if you don't have already, and then we will mentor the good ones. I mean the good ideas. If you have any, we'll mentor them personally. Okay, we'll allot mentor to each group, right? So before moving forward, let me just brief you about the 17 sustainable development goals. So we just have a quick video about that. So let's start the video. So I hope you got a glimpse of what the 17 Sustainable Development Goals are. If you want to learn about these in more detail, you can go to the SDG website of UN, and you can actually find out about what problems are faced by the local communities and the people in general, and what is actually required for the people. Okay, so that you can better judge and build a solution on that. Right. So So, moving on, we have the important announcement as we said before, right? So, the first announcement that we are going to tell you is about a collaboration. So, we promised you that we would bring in global collaborations on a global scale, right? So, so I would like to bring Rishi to announce this thing because he actually helped this to bring through, and he invested a lot of time in it. So Rishi, you can go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Rish. So, so what I want to say is that our goal in GDAC is to build a community of developers and connect them with mentors and other like-minded people worldwide. So that's why we are partnering up with other universities, both in India and abroad. We recently partnered up with KES, which is the Entrepreneurial Society of King's College London. And we are planning to have networking sessions where students from BITS Goa can connect with the students from King's. They can discuss their startup ideas, like how can they market their idea or how can they make their idea scalable. And if your idea is good enough, we can connect you to VCs. Because in GDC, we are not just restricted to development, but we also encourage entrepreneurship. And we are also planning to have some pitching events and work on some projects together. So I guess that's it. Over to you, Shrish.
Yeah. So what I feel is that it would be a great opportunity for the students of our college to through this collaboration. I mean, we both the societies can work together and build different projects, and it would be a great experience for both the colleges in general. Right. Yeah. So the next announcement that we are going to make is about the Flutter Festival. So the last event, that was the Android study jam, a lot of students took part in that. A lot of the students started their journey with Kotlin, and a lot of them messaged me that what are the next events that are going to come up, right? So we are bringing you the Flutter Festival, through which we would be teaching you, we'll be providing you with the resources, all the resources to learn Flutter, and you can also learn Flutter and build a solution on Flutter for the solutions challenge, right? So we encourage students to participate in the solution challenge, and GDSC and all the GDSCs to take part in the solution challenge, right? So we encourage that you guys to use the Flutter Festival resources and take part in the solution challenge. Okay. Then the next thing is that we can't wait to see what you build for the solution challenge. So it's time for the Q&A. So if you have any doubts about the solution challenge or about the Flutter Festival or about anything in general about GDSC, so you can ask that right now through the comments. Yeah. So also, if anyone else like Bhavya or Daksh or Rishi or Sanjana, if you have anything to say, you can do that.
All I'd say is this is a very good opportunity for all of you to take part in. The Solutions Challenge is one of the best exposure that you could get into development. So I'll take the question that Prolamu has put up on chat. I don't have much of dev skills. Can I join? Can I join GDSC? So to be honest, GDSC is a member-based platform. Anybody who's a part of BITS Goa is a member of GDSC. So this is the first phase that we'd like to introduce to you. That is the Solutions Challenge. So we will be offering you mentorship via this challenge, and this is the first stepping stone for all of you to take part in and understand dev in general. So that is much of what I have to say.
Okay. So the next question that I can see is, what is the timeline of the Flutter Festival? Yeah, we have just announced the Flutter Festival, so we are also working on the timeline right now. So we will announce the whole thing once we are done with that.
You'll find out soon enough. Keep
Yeah,
track of our social media channels and just stay active on one of the WhatsApp groups. You'll find out very soon.
yeah. So
Uh,
next
yeah.
next question is, do we have to form a team ourselves? Yeah, you can form a team. Also, there's no restriction that you need to find your teammates only in BITS Goa. You can choose your teammates from anywhere. Uh, they can they can be a member of GDSC BITS Goa, and you can take part with them. There is a limit on the number of team members. They can be at max 4 team members. Yeah. Also, one thing I would like to add is that there should be at least one Google technology used for the solution that you are submitting. Yeah. Also, about this question, I have shared the link to join our community before. Yeah, so you can just go to this link and click on join us, and then you will be a member of our club. Also, about the inductions for the 2021 batch, we are currently not taking the 2021 batch inductions right now. So we are basically focusing more on the events part. Anyone from the 2021 batch to the seniors, they can take part in all these events like the Solution Challenge or the Flutter Festival. And these are not just limited to the juniors, right? So, so we will
Bottom
take the
line is,
inductions later on. Yeah,
you don't have to be a part of the you don't have to have a batch requirement to take part in the solutions challenge. You can be anybody from 2021 batch to a 2017 batch. So, and you, and another thing is, you don't have to be a part of GDSE. That is, you don't have to be in a crew or a core role of GDSE to take part in it. You can just take part as it helps in your development at the end.
yeah, exactly. Also, I would like to say that this member concept is quite different from the other clubs. So we were a team of five when we started. Then now we have built our core team right now recently. So what we are basically now trying to do is focusing on the events, trying to conduct more and more events for you guys, so everyone can take part in these events. And basically, the 2021 batch can become a member by joining through that link, and you can also take part in all these events. We would provide you with all the resources, and yeah, just stay tuned for the future events like the Flutter Festival. It's like you'll get to learn a lot. Even in the Android study jams, a lot of students contacted us and told us that it was a great event, and they learned a lot about Kotlin in that. Yeah, so I hope the future events would help you uh, understand the knowledge in technology. Yeah. So any other question if you guys have? Also, Daksh, Rishi, or Sanjana, do you want to add anything?
No, I think I just wanted to add about the crew induction. So I think we have talked about it. So basically, I encourage you guys to like participate in all these events, like Android Study Jam and Flutter Festival, and if you perform well, we'll induct you as core. And apart from that, we'll have our like official crew inductions maybe in 3-1, like the next semester.
Yeah. Okay. So, if there are no more questions. So, yeah, with that, I guess it's about the end of this session. So, we have the 6 sessions about the solutions challenge lined up for you guys. So, I hope that you will be attending those sessions as well. So, thank you for attending this session. And yeah, anyone else you want to add anything?
Thanks, guys. It was nice
Yeah.
to have you all here.
Thanks, guys.
So thank you guys. Thanks for attending. Bye bye.